Here, my pawn played e5, and I recommend to attack the pawn with knight f3. Now I want to delay the move d4, because after d4, if there's an exchange, the bishop can come out to b4. So I recommend first playing bishop c4. Now, if the knight is coming to f6, we can go knight g5. So black is delaying the development of the bishop. We can castle quickly. Next, I want to strike in the center with the move d4. If the pawn will capture, we will play the signature move in our repertoire e5 to attack the knight. So now there's a trade of pawns, and I expect pawn will capture. So we are attacking the knight, putting pressure on black. I expect the knight would jump to g4, attacking this e5 pawn. And then I first want to bring the rook over to e1, defend that pawn. Later, we can kick that knight with h3. So let's do that. Now I'm threatening this move h3, and the knight is misplaced here. This is something we will see very often in the course. We keep on hunting black's knight, and now it should go to the edge of the board, and we can capture it and give black a weak pawn structure near the king. Now it's time to simply recapture that pawn on d4. Black's king is quite weak here, so I like my position. Also, it's a nice idea to develop the knight. This d5 square looks very strong. So d5 attacks my bishop. I would like to get the bishop here, but then the knight is captured. So I first will trade the knight to then go to the d3 square. Pawn should recapture. And now queen c2 is a nice threat. The bishop is aiming for the h7 pawn, and the queen aims for the c6 pawn. Also, I might consider to drop the bishop back and build a battery with the bishop and the queen to play queen d3 and try to go for the checkmate. Let's do that. Let's see how Monkeyking will deal with that. I think rook g8 is a strong move. Now the rook can defend on the g7 square, and I will try to use the rook to trade the rooks and reinforce the threat of mate. I think the queen should come to g8 to attack that pawn, and now I will propose a trade of rooks. Yeah, this is very well played by my opponent. The bishop goes out here. I want to develop the knight. Later, the king should go to h2 to stabilize a bit. We are still keeping an eye on that h7 pawn, so it's important that black's queen cannot move away and stop protecting h7. I will play king h2, and the king is quite safe here. Now, the last piece that should still be developed is the rook. So I will bring the rook to the FL. Maybe bishop h4 is coming. I cannot capture that bishop because of a checkmate. In that case, I think I will capture the h7 pawn, trade the queens, and win a pawn in the end. Here, we don't want to trade queens, so let's sidestep and attack the queen. I think the queen will go here, keep an eye on the knight. Then it's important that I cannot go knight f3 because the queen will capture. I will play rook f3 to reinforce the pawn. Now I think it's time to safeguard this pawn one more time. Maybe later I want to go back with the queen to threaten the mate. Let's do that. The queen should block actually on g6. So my opponent is a little bit low on time. Let's play b3, prevent c4. Okay, the bishop is coming. My pawn is well guarded here, so I will get closer with the rook. I might want to, yeah, I'm attacking the bishop now. We are quite low on time. And now I can capture the two bishops for the rook. So this is a favorable trade for me. The pawn should recapture, because if the queen would recapture, I would have given a mate on h7. So let's bring the knight in and bring the knight into the attack. I want to keep this g-file closed, so play g4 so that my opponent is not threatening mate. Now we can capture this pawn on f7, and my opponent is out of time. So very well played game by Monkeyking.